Please welcome the cast of The Way Home, Chyler Leigh, Evan Williams, and Sadie Laflamme Snow. Welcome.
Oh, welcome, guys. Great to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
I know, we did.
I got the call.
Yeah.
Okay.
My people called your people.
So we're not looking for you to break any rules or give anything away that'll be a total spoiler, but is there a proposal in the works?
There very well might be. There ought to be, I'd say.
Yeah.
I think there should be. I think the fans would enjoy that.
Yeah, right?
But you know, Elliot always plays so coy, and he's just kind of like, well, it's going to be the perfect moment, and you know, Kat, on the other hand, is wildly impatient, so she's like, it could be today. Come on now.
Right.
It's got to be right.
Here we go.
It's got to be right.
Yeah.
No, she deserves it.
And this show blends family drama with time traveling so uniquely. Why do you think this resonates with the audience?
Well, you know, I thought about it this morning again, that the point in the beginning when we were told about the show also was like, if you had the chance to go back in time and meet your mother or meet family of yours at the same age that you are, would you want to do that? And so, which I thought was like such an incredible concept. And so that's kind of like a big question that I think resonates with people, because it could be a yes, it could be a no. You can pick whatever family member that would be. So I think that concept really would resonate with people, just to kind of think back about choices and trying to understand the people before you, what's happened in their lives that caused them to be.
Where do I come from?
Exactly.
Right? It's such an interesting question. Sadie, your character's graduating. Alice is graduating. How does that inform your journey this season?
Yeah, I mean, because it's our final season, it felt like a bit of a graduation for me as well. It's meant so much to be on a show for. Oh, it's okay. It's been such a beautiful 4 years, and to play a character who's graduating and looking ahead at the future, and to have that sort of emulating the feeling on set as well is a really uniquely beautiful experience. And just, I feel like Alice feels a lot of support and love from her family, even though she's pretty uncertain at this point in the start of the season. But I also feel that support and love from my beautiful castmates.
So. So sweet. I mean, 4 years, you sort of like become so close, right? Chyler, this season takes viewers back to 1925. Tell me, what was that like?
It was so much fun. One thing that this show has done so well from the beginning is really set the tone for, and accurately for what that time period is. So to be able to go back to the 1800s and you see how, you know, dark and raw and hard that was, you know, at that time in that life, that was amazing. And then to go back to the 20s was so much fun, because it's a different, you know, it's a whole different universe, the way that we did it. And it's so beautiful, and it's glamorous, and it's glitzy, but it has its own, you know, downfalls. It's like Prohibition time, things like that. So our entire crew and cast, like everything that we put into it, you'll see it on screen. I'm so excited for everybody to see the 20s.
Evan, you know, the past is kind of always present. You know what I mean? Like, one of the themes of the show is the past is never really gone. How does that, for you, how does that play out this season? How is the past a part of the present?
Well, the entire show, Elliot has been the one who's banging the drum of responsibility. Nobody else is worrying about tearing a hole in the space-time continuum. Nobody's worried about how dangerous it could be to go to the past and never come back. So he's been the one who's been saying, take it easy, maybe stay in the present. But now all of a sudden this season, his past is catching up to him. And we find out at the end of last season that Elliot's mother, who he thought was dead for his whole life, is actually somewhere in time. And so it's coming for him, and it's about to get a whole lot more complicated. And also there's a possibility for a lot of healing, which I think maybe has been a long time coming. And so it's an adventure, and I'm excited for Elliot to have a mission this year.
And this next question is interesting, because all of you guys have traveled back in time, and I know that you guys have to jump into a pond.
I do.
It's a real...
Yes, actually.
It's totally real. How does that feel? How is that for you guys?
I mean, the actual jumping in the pond can sometimes be really cold, if I'm going to be completely honest. But, you know, we don't really take those scenes lightly. Usually the scenes that are at the pond carry a lot of meaning, and they're really important to the story, and they push us forward into a new moment, and they're always really exciting days to shoot. I know, as much as I don't look forward to the cold water, I look forward to the the tension and the drama and the intensity and just like doing, being out there and feeling that sense of accomplishment when you finally get out of the pond at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
No one ever said to the writers, this couldn't just be a door.
Oh, we said that.
Pretty much once an episode we say that.
Yeah, couldn't it be like a spray bottle?
Sometimes you're in the pond and you're like, why didn't you make a phone booth?
All right, we have to ask you some time travel questions. Is that all right? We'll just do them real quick. You can just shout out your answers. No, this is opinions about time travel. What time period do you think is the most fun to shoot in? I know you love the 20s, but what time period is the most fun so far to go back to?
Honestly, it has a special place in my heart, the 1800s, just because it was the very first time, I was thrown into like a different era, and so there's definitely a special place there. The wardrobe was wild though, because those dresses are heavy.
Right.
Yeah.
Last season Elliot got to go back to the 90s to have 5 more minutes with the guy who's basically my father figure and has recently passed. And so just to be able to spend that 5 more minutes, that's like a beautiful thing that the show creates, is the opportunity to just spend that sparkling time with our family members who we've lost.
Something I think so many people would wish for in their own lives.
Yeah.
Would you rather go back in time or forward in time? If you had a time machine and it could only go back or forward, what would you do?
I'm going to say back, because in our show, what happens will always happen. And I think what we learn with the show is that you kind of have to make peace with the past. If you can't change it, you have to make peace with it. And sometimes it can enlighten you about the present. And I don't think that's a bad thing. And I think all the characters in the show learn that in a really beautiful way.
Nice. If you can't change it, you got to make peace with it.
Yes.
That's good stuff. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.
Season 4 of The Way Home premieres this Sunday on Hallmark Channel and streams the next day on Hallmark Plus.